Hello, hello, everyone. All right. Welcome to your dumbbell strength class. We have 30 minutes today of a total body routine. We are going to do a time-based little circuit we got going on. So we have about 8 to 9 exercises that we're going to repeat through 3 times total. We're going to move through them in a circuit style. So we have about 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest in between, and we're going to complete them for about, see if we can get 10 exercises in, but we'll see. So I have my 8 pounders here and my 5 pounds, and we are going to do a quick warm up, get those legs moving, and then we are going to start with our dumbbell squats, and then we're going to go into bent over rows. So those are our first 2 exercises. So if you have weights that feel like that would be a good weight, we're going to start with just some leg swings. I'm going to get my timer going so I don't have this going forever. All right, we're going to bring the legs up and back. Now feel free to hold on to something if you want a little bit more stability here, but we are going to start with that right leg and get it moving. And switch legs. We really want gravity to do the work here. Get those legs ready to move. 2 and 1. We're going to take it into a nice wide stance, and we're just going to sit up and back, up and back, side to side. Stretch the inside of those legs. Good. All right. Stand to the edge of your space, and we're going to walk it out into a plank position. Walk those hands, take it nice and slow. Work through until you hit your plank position, and then send it back nice and slow. Moving through a nice stretch as you come back up. Again, bring it back down, roll through, walk it out. From here, left leg is going to come forward. Nice high lunge position. Bring it, stretch, send it back. Same thing, other leg. Bring it towards that outside hand. And place it back. Come to plank. Slowly walk the hands back into the feet. Nice job. All right, bring it into a light jog, just to get the blood moving throughout the whole body. And then we are going to go into some squats. Two, 1, and rest. Go ahead, actually, let's pick that up. Do a nice big circle with that knee up and around 4 to 5 times on each leg. Get those hips moving. 2 and 1. All right. I'm going to grab my dumbbells here. All right, so you can hold your dumbbells either at the sides, in front, or on the shoulders, whichever is your preference here. We're going to go for 40 seconds. Here we go. Grab those dumbbells, rack them up. Here we go. Down and up, down. Press through those feet. Nice. Sit it back, hips. Almost there. 10 seconds. And rest. All right, breathe. We're going to go into bent over rows with our dumbbells. Let's take about 20 seconds to breathe. I'm going to use a different timer so I can see. All right. All right. Here we go. Grab those weights. Hinge it over at the hips. Nice strong core. Pull that belly into your spine. From here, row both arms down and up. Think of keeping those elbows tucked in, straight back. Think of rowing those weights towards the hip bones. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Whew. All right. Breathe. All right, we have reverse lunges coming up next. Holding them in our hands. You can hold one dumbbell or you can hold two. The choice is yours. There we go. All right. Now I have that set. Now we won't go forever. All right. Starting with our right leg first. We're going to take it, step it back and down, step it back together, and repeat. Ooh, the sun just came out. Yay. Good. Sit it back and down. Now, if you are still working on your form here, feel free to drop one of your weights and just do them body weight as well. Almost there. Last one. And rest, 20 seconds. Alrighty. Other leg. We want 20 seconds. All right, left leg in front. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and up. Pressing through that heel as you stand. I'm fighting off a cold. Hear me wheezing. Oh, we're almost there. And rest. Feel free to grab some water if you need it between rounds. All right. We're going to come to a shoulder press for this next round. Now you can do this seated or standing. Choice is yours. All right. I'm going to do mine seated today. So if you do it seated, make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, core is still working. We're going to send those arms straight up over the head and down. Now, you can bring them out super wide to the sides, but if you have tight shoulders, rotator cuff, anything that bothers your shoulders, bring them in a little bit more to the front, that 45-degree angle. Ten seconds. Shoulder presses are so hard. 2 and 1 and rest. All right, we have deadlifts next. Romanian deadlifts. Now, if deadlifts aren't your thing, you're going to do these non-weighted. You're going to do hands up by the head, and you're going to do good mornings. Feel the nice stretch behind those hamstrings. All right, prepping. Feet hip width apart. Slide those weights down the legs till you reach your stopping point. Bring it up, squeeze. Hips sit back, they press forward. When you feel that hamstring stretch, that's where you stop. Shoulders back. It's a lot of things to remember, so take it halfway if you need to. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, almost there. All right, down to the floor, we have our push-ups. Now, optional, you can keep your hands on your dumbbells, or you can just do regular push-ups. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, on the knees or on the toes. You're gonna go for as many as you can with good form. Whether that's 3 or 30 is up to you. Woo. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are going to go into our core work with our dumbbell twists. All right, so side to side, 1 dumbbell, lean it back, bring that dumbbell right out in front. We're going to go side to side. Nice and controlled. Now, if at any point you feel a little bit too much tension in that low back, go ahead and hold that weight close to the chest, lean back until you feel your core kick in. Feel free to hold this position right here and limit the twisting. Sometimes that's not for everyone. 3, 2, 1. All right, from here, now you can do this standing or kneeling. We're going to go into our bicep curls. We're almost there. We have triceps and then our dumbbell squat to press, and then we're done with this round. All right, we're going to curl it out. I'm going to go kneeling. Feel free to do seated or standing. I switch to my 5 pounds. Make sure you get that full range of motion, so arms all the way down, all the way up. Elbows stay squeezed in. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have a tricep overhead extension. Whatever weight you want to use for this. Now, optional, you can hold it the long way and go behind the back straight up and down, or you can hold it the wide way and go this way as well. Really just a preference. So bring that up. Think elbows right by the ears. Bring it back. Extend it all the way up. Whew. These get hard. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have our last round of this circuit, which is our dumbbell thrusters. You are going to take your dumbbells, rack them up on those shoulders. You're going to squat down, and as you stand those, you explode up and press those up over the head. All right, here we go. And bring it down. Squat to press, and down. And then we get a minute to breathe. Use that momentum to get those hands up. 3, 3, 2, and 1. All right, breathe. Grab some water. Right. We have about 30 more seconds to breathe. And then we are going to go back to our dumbbell squats. So this second round is where we can introduce more variation. So instead of just doing a regular squat like we did, you can do a sumo squat. You can do a narrow squat, anything like that. I'll probably go sumo squat this time. Make my stance a little wider. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to go a little bit wide here, and I'm going to bring it down and up, down and up. Make sure those knees are pressing out. Almost there. And rest. Man, I'm winded today. All right, bent over rows are next. Gotta turn my fan on in here for the first time this year. All right. Here we go. Bent rows. Grab those weights, pull them up and down. Squeeze. Squeeze those weights. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We have our reverse lunges coming up next. All right. Now for these ones, we are going to alternate the legs. So starting with that right leg in front, bring it back, and then switch. So we are alternating left and right. And I took a week off on vacation, and it feels like I took 6 weeks off. Last one. And rest. All right, we have our shoulder press. All right, here we go. Take it up. Nice strong core. Press up overhead. Try not to let the back arch too much as you press. We don't want that overextension of the back. Try to pull that rib cage back in. You can also modify and do one arm at a time. Three, 2, and 1. Oh. All right, almost there. We have our deadlifts or our good mornings. Stand it up, feet about hip width apart. Roll those shoulders down and back. And slide it down as those hips come back and up. Now, how much you bend those knees is really up to you. The less bend, the more stretch you will get in those hamstrings. But think of sitting those hips backwards as the first movement. Hips come back, then those knees start to bend. Less than 10 seconds. Ooh, I am winded. 2 and 1. All right. Push-ups. Push-ups, and then our twists after that. All right, you ready? As many push-ups as you can do. Feel free to modify your push-ups or progress them. Here we go, and go for it. I'm going to do modified version. "15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Side to side. Or feel free to find a V-sit balance and hold here if twisting is not your thing. All right, here we go. And bring it back. Side, side. Now, if your feet are lifted in the air and they are crossed, I want you to uncross them. Squeeze those ankles together, squeeze the knees together. A little bit of extra work for you. We have 10 seconds. I'm shaking like a leaf. Woo! 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, next. We have our bicep curls. And then our triceps overhead. All right, I'm going kneeling. And again, you can do variation here. You can do hammer curl. You can do hammer curls. You can do wide bicep curls, corner curls. Whew. I'm using my 8s for these ones. Nice and controlled as it comes up and down. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have our tricep overhead extension. All right, here we go. Overhead, bend, and extend. Now, if these bother your elbows at all, sometimes these aren't my favorite. Just for me specifically, I feel like I get sometimes some tension in my elbows. I'll just do dips or kickbacks instead. So if you have an issue with these types of exercises overhead with extensions, swap it out for something else. Three, 2, 1. All right, we're almost there. All right, squat to press. And then we are going to go through as many rounds as we can for this third round after this. And if you have to drop, you are more than welcome to, but otherwise we're going to go and finish it out. Down and up. Send it. Full send. End of round 2. And you can also drop those weights and just do body weight. Tap the floor, reach for the ceiling, tap the floor. Goal here is really just speed and being explosive to get that heart rate going. 3, 2, 1. All right, we have about 30 seconds of rest because we're going to get right into our last round. And like I said, if you have to hop right at 12:30, don't forget to do cool down, hydrate. Otherwise, we're going to get right into it and get through that round. Because we're here, why not? All right. Starting with those squats. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Squat it down. Work on form. Get nice and low. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Rows, and then lunges. Great. Here we go. Hinge it over at the hips and row it back. You can also do a ground pound, one arm at a time, while holding the other one up. Like I said, feel free to introduce some variations. Nice flat back. Think of tucking that tailbone under ever so slightly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have our lunges coming up next. I'm going to take one weight here, and we're going to alternate our feet. Right leg in front. In 3, 2, 1, step it back, and switch legs. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go. We have our shoulder press. Nice big deep breaths. All right, here we go. Shoulder press. Bring it up. Ooh, even with 5 pounds, these feel hard today. "15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we have our deadlifts next. All right. Shoulders down and back. Here we go. Slide those weights down and press forward with the hips. Keep that chin down, tucked ever so slightly. Pick a spot on the floor right in front of your feet and keep your eyes on it. That will help maintain that nice neutral spine. And last one. A lot of the times with deadlifts, I see this with the neck and the chin extended. We want to limit that ever so slightly. All right. Ooh. Ooh, we got push-ups. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. As many as you can. This is your last round. Three, 2, and 1. Oh man. All right, we have our twist side to side. Twist and then curls. We're almost there. Here we go. Lean it back, side, side. Or alternative, feet up, weight to chest. You can do in and outs. Ten seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bicep curls. Here we go. 2, 1, curl it up. Oof. Swapping. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have triceps next. Feel free to do a different tricep exercise. I'm going to do dips for this one, just because my elbows are a little sensitive today. So option, overhead, tricep extension, dips, or you can do kickbacks. Here we go. And go for it. Woo. You need to breathe in between. Keep those arms moving. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. Ready for the last one? It is our squat thrusters. Apparently my office is going to restart in 23 minutes. All right, here we go. Inhale, bring those weights up, and go for it. Squat, press. Now at any point, feel free to drop those weights. Almost there. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, take a second, step it back. Take a nice wide stance. Bring those arms out. Inhale up. Lift. Stretch under those arms. Nice slow chin to the chest. Slowly roll, stopping halfway. And then continue, let your hands hit the floor ever so slightly, and then roll it back up nice and slow. And then take a seat on the floor in case you get a head rush. And then go into your butterfly position. Take a few deep breaths. And then curve the spine over. Few more deep breaths. Slowly inhale as you roll your spine back up. Head roll in both directions. And shake it out. All right, that is it for today. Give yourself a crisp high five. Don't forget to hydrate. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Bye, guys.